Sales is something that I believe most people are underestimating. You see, we spend so much time in business looking at processes, systems, lead generation, networking events, throwing money at advertising, and we're ignoring the single biggest metric that will completely transform every business. And that is your sales and your closing. Those things will absolutely change the game for every single business. And look, this is what annoys me, and it worries me, and it concerns me, that people would rather spend more money and time learning how to create a social media post that looks all lovely and nice than learning how to actually get people to say yes and take their money. Now, let's be perfectly honest. Of course, you need to market. Of course, you need to put yourself out there. But why are you not closing deals from it? This is what baffles me. And whenever I say to people, hey, look, just spend a little bit of time. Like, it could take you as little as 12 weeks or less to master closing and selling. Just take a little bit of time to get rid of all the noise and start getting better at closing the leads that you already have. Why would you want to do what most people do, which is when they're not closing the leads that they've got, they go out and get more leads? Look, it's a bit like dating 5 different people and blaming them all the time for why you're not with them. It was them, it was them, it was them. What, 5 times? No. There's one common denominator in every single one of those relationships, and it's you. Think about it. So that's the same in selling. You can't keep on going around it. The lead's dud, the lead's dud, the lead's no good, the lead's no good, and go and burn through and churn through more leads. At some point, you've got to reflect on yourself and take responsibility and go, hey, maybe it's me. Now, look, don't get me wrong, of course. Look, we're in sales. Clearly, there are qualified prospects and there are unqualified prospects. Of course, if you're speaking to an unqualified prospect, then yes, you can argue then they weren't the right person to close. But let's be perfectly honest, some of you have been speaking to qualified prospects, people who had a problem that you could solve, people that were motivated to get that problem solved, and people that actually had a budget to solve it. And you still let them get away? You can't keep on blaming the lead, my friend. And you can't keep on going around burning more money on leads. What you've got to get better at is looking in the mirror, taking an accountability, and telling yourself, hey, do you know what? Maybe I'm the problem. Maybe it's me. Maybe I'm not confident when I'm asking for the sale. Maybe I'm not actually articulating my offer clearly enough. Maybe I'm not being assertive enough. Maybe I'm not being compassionate enough. Maybe I'm not actually making the prospect feel understood. And instead of that, I'm actually trying to make them understand me. Maybe you should just look in the mirror. And I'm only saying this because I care about you and I want to see you freaking win. Look, you didn't get into business to scrape by and struggle every single month. You got into business to win. You got into sales to win. So look, whether you're in business selling your own products or services, or managing a sales team, or a sales professional yourself, working for organizations selling other people's products and services, you got in that industry to win. You tell me which other profession in the world will allow you to get into it with 0 experience, 0 qualifications, 0 background in it, and actually end up earning more in 1 month than most qualified doctors earn in an entire year. Think about it. Sales gives you that. And you won't take a little bit of time to go and master that? Most people will happily go to university, go to college, study for years, finish college, finish university, get a nice shiny piece of paper degree, then go into an organization and spend 10 years to climb the ranks to get to their dream job. But they won't give sales 12 weeks. It absolutely baffles me. So look, if you're listening to this right now and you're a business owner or a sales professional, do me a favor. Stop. Look in the mirror. Patterns. There's patterns that have been evolving over the years, which I get it you don't see at times, that have been affecting you and sabotaging your success in this beautiful world of sales. Look, selling and closing is the bloodline of every single business. It's the bloodline of your company. It's the bloodline of your career. If you're a sales professional, let's be honest, yeah, you can get a basic salary, but the commissions is where the money's at, and it's uncapped. And you're letting people get away. Instead of you closing them, they're closing you on their story, closing you on why they can't move forwards, closing you on why they can't afford it. And most salespeople out there and business owners are buying into other people's closing tactics instead of closing the prospect instead. Look, it's time for that to stop. Would you agree? It's time for you to stop running around, burning through leads, chasing other people at networking events, begging people to show up on calls, begging people to buy from you, and then getting upset when nobody buys. It's time for that to stop. We just need to get better at understanding that sales and closing is a science and there is a process behind it, but there's also psychological based tactics behind every single thing that you do that will help people to buy rather than you sell to them. It will help people make that decision themselves rather than you trying to force them to make it. Because let's be perfectly honest, nobody likes being told what to do. So why you keep on telling people to buy your stuff? Why are you trying to just hook them in and arm wrestle them into buying your stuff? That's not how it works. Nobody likes being told what to do. And if they do buy from you under duress and under pressure, they only end up experiencing buyer's remorse and often will ask for a refund. So why would you do that? You've got to help people to buy. You don't sell to them. And the only way you do that is if you understand human psychology and behavior. And I'm telling you now, there's no one else around that understands it better than me when it comes to sales. No one. And let me explain why. Because before I got into this beautiful world of entrepreneurship, business and sales, before I became this international speaker with decorated awards and done millions in sales in this profession, and my clients have gone on to do over 200 million themselves, before all of that lovely stuff happened, I was a psychiatric nurse. And I understood, working as a psychiatric nurse for many, many years, what actually goes on in people's minds. Because at the end of the day, you try working on a secure unit in a psychiatric hospital, convincing patients to take their medication when they don't want to. You tell me, how do you even do that? Look, I spent my entire career in very violent, hostile places where I was never, ever assaulted once. Not once. Nobody laid a finger on me. My colleagues got hit. My colleagues got pushed. My colleagues got shoved. My colleagues got stuff thrown at them. Why didn't I get stuff thrown at me? Because I took time out to not just work as a nurse, but look at the psychology behind what was going on. Because psychiatry and psychology are two different things. And I understood that really early on in my career. So I got better at looking at people's behavior. How can I get them to say yes without them even knowing that they're doing it? How can I get them to take ownership of the decision? How can I get them to say yes to taking their medication rather than doing it for me? And all of this, my friend, I've transcended into sales. I put it into sales now. I'm able to help someone to buy. I'm able to help them to say yes. I'm able to help them take ownership of the buying decision, because when people take ownership of the buying decision, they don't feel like they've been told to do it, and they take ownership, they love it, they don't get buyer's remorse, and they actually come back and spend more money with you. And if you want to learn the art of doing that, I can help accelerate that process for you in under 12 weeks. Look, some of my clients are getting results in the first few days of working with me. In fact, one of my clients very, very recently, in 1 week, just by implementing one thing that I asked her to go and do, banked over £25,000 cash into her account. This is not written business like most people talk about, sales, written contract. No, no, no. Cash in bank in 1 week doing what I asked her to do. One of my other clients, he spent 1 day with me, and literally within the next 6 days, he brought in another £30,000. One of our clients, very recently, he spent a few weeks with us, and within 4 weeks, he was able to bag a £2.5 million contract into his consultancy business. Look, this isn't about me trying to woo-woo you and talk to you about some made-up stuff. All of the people I'm talking about, you can meet personally when you come and hang out with me and work with me, because I've got nothing to hide. But here's the thing, it's up to you. Whether you carry on working with me or not is entirely up to you. One decision that you make today could either massively course correct your future or continue to send you into a spiral that most businesses are heading into right now. And it's up to you. Now, decision number one is click away, which will send you spiraling down the path of wherever you're already going. Option number two, decision number two, is actually get curious. Why don't you drop me a message? Why don't you click on the link down below somewhere around this video, or send me a WhatsApp if there's a button around here telling you to send me a WhatsApp, or just drop me a direct message. Wherever you're seeing this video right now, look, you're in sales, you should be smart enough to know how to get in touch with me. Get in touch with me. Conversations cost nothing. Remember, I'm not that pushy sales guy. I want to help you to buy. I want you to see what I see. I want you to understand that every single time someone puts down the phone and doesn't buy your stuff, they're stealing money off of your table. They're literally taking money out of your mouth and your kids' mouths, and they're putting it into theirs. Because at the end of the day, my friends, that's what's happening on a daily basis. People think people don't have money. There's money everywhere. Look, money, it doesn't disintegrate, it recirculates. There's money everywhere. And if it's not landing in your bank account for your product or your service, I promise you it's landing in someone else's. And you don't want that to happen. You want it to be in your bank. Am I right? So look, What have you got to lose? I'm not here to push you into anything. I just want to hold up a mirror, have a conversation with you, show you where perhaps some of the things that you could have been doing better have been going wrong, and then have a sensible conversation about how we can work together. Now, it gets even better. My company have been awarded some funding that I'm able to distribute to business owners just like you, or sales professionals, even if you're working for someone right now, to help you fund the tuition to work with me over 12 weeks. Now, it's not for the faint-hearted. This is going to be a personal one-to-one game plan with me, working with me over 12 weeks with live coaching, face-to-face online, home study programs, direct feedback, and a personalized, tailored game plan just for you and your business when you start working with me. Now, not only is that going to happen, my friends, there's an assessment for you as well. Because at the end of the day, I want to make sure when I let you loose after 12 weeks, you're going to absolutely smash it. So you have one final examination, if you want to call it that. Now, it's not your traditional, answering questions or whatever. It's a live role play with me where we're going to do some stuff directly, face-to-face online. It's all going to be recorded. You get live feedback, and you also get a graduation call afterwards to give you your results and tell you what you did great and what you could be doing better, and also gives you your next steps. Look, I don't know any other comprehensive 12-week program where you get to work directly with me one-to-one in this capacity. Just for full disclosure, just to sit down with me for one day is a minimum of £25,000 plus the VAT, which my clients happily pay me. Now, look, the beauty of it is this. You don't have to give me £25,000 at all. In fact, it's a fraction of that. And you're not going to even get me for one day. You're going to get me for 12 whole weeks. Me, my entire team, my resources, everything over 12 weeks for a fraction of what it normally costs to work with me for just one day. So look, somewhere around this video, like I said, there's a link. If there's no link, drop me a WhatsApp, drop me a message, drop me a DM, contact me. There's a way to do it. You figure it out. You're in sales, all right? Let me help you. And look, at least if we have a conversation and you don't think I'm the right person for you, that's all good too. I have no problem with that. But at least we got to explore it together. Because just like you should be saying to your prospects right now, conversations cost nothing. My name's Jessen James. It's been an honor sharing this with you on this video. And forgive me if I come across very, very in your face about this, is because it bloody annoys me when great people like you are running around being told lots of nonsense by marketers out there that they can generate you more leads and get you more sales. It's not about the leads. You don't have the right to call someone a client until you close them. No marketer is going to bring you clients. Tell them to stop lying to you. No marketer is going to bring you clients. They're liars. What they're going to bring you are leads. Leads don't become clients until you do what? Close them. Think about it. So let's get better at closing. Let's get less moaning going on, more closing going on, and let's start making a hell of a lot more together. So contact me, let's work together, and I'll see you soon.